All right, good morning, y'all. It's currently 3:57 a.m. November 5th. So if you're an American, you already know what that means. It's election day. Go to the polls, exercise your right to vote. I'm gonna do a chit chat, get ready with me, and we're gonna talk about discipline, shifting your mindset, being proactive, and how money is not gonna change your situation without better habits. So I've already done primer, I've already done a little bit of foundation. This is more so like, okay, I'm going to work, like it's not really a whole situation, but I'm still trying to look presentable type of vibe. So camera's here, I'm gonna look here and occasionally go back and forth, but yeah, so I'll start with why I get up so early, because in some of my shorts, I've mentioned that sometimes I'm up 2 a.m., 3, 5, sometimes I sleep maybe 3-4 hours and then my body naturally gets up. And I say that, again, not to promote a culture of like overworking yourself and never sleeping, because that was never the vibe. This is just where my body is at this particular moment. I had a baby almost a year ago. She's almost 1. But with that, I think that my body is still just kind of in that mode. But I will say I've always been a morning person, and you have to know yourself to be able to just kind of take a full look of where you are and what's going on. So don't look at that as something that I consider to be a flex per se, which I don't think anybody is taking it that way. If you aspire to do that, I think it's very achievable, but at the same time, you still have to know who you are to the core. You can make shifts, you can make changes, but you are who you are. So I want to give you guys a little bit of backstory about me and kind of my journey with being an early riser. And that kind of brings some things like into context. My hair look crazy, but I'm getting it done this weekend, so we move. Anywho, back in college, my best friend and I, we ended up being roommates like towards the end of college, but we met each other in college because we were suite mates in freshman year. So we got really close. We didn't live in the same room at that point, but we lived in like the same suite. So we shared a common area, and there was 4 rooms. So think about 2 rooms, a bathroom, 2 rooms, a bathroom, and then a common area, and then a front door that we all share in the dorm or whatever. And she got this job at a particular location, and we used to work 12-hour shifts either throughout the day or overnight. And y'all, we looking back, I don't even know why we were hustling so hard, because it's not like we were paying for significant things outside of, our regular day-to-day, but we were the youngest people there. We were working with grown adults at the time. And my best friend and I may have been 20 at the most. Like we were like 19, 20, 21. The job was cool though, but basically we were working 12-hour shifts. So we would work 6A to 6P or 6P to 6A. So I would work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m., get off at 6 a.m., drive back to campus, which was maybe 35 minutes away, but like roughly 30 minutes away. Get there at 6:30, try to shower, try to close my eyes, be up for a 9 o'clock class, be in class between maybe 9 and maybe 2. Yeah, between maybe 9 to 2:30, maybe 3. Go home, try to do a power nap between 3 and maybe 4:35. Even saying this back is crazy. I feel like 4 was kind of a stretch, so let's just say my classes ended at like 2:33. Go home, try to get a little bit of rest, be out the door no later than about 5:30, 5:20 to make it to work for 6 o'clock, and then run the night shift. We survived off of energy drinks and all types of stuff, but we did it for multiple years. And I still don't know why we were hustling that hard, but the whole point is this: I did that for some time, There was another point where I had got a second job working at my apartment community, which I loved as well. So it got to the point where 7 days a week, I was rolling, doing something, somehow, some way. And honestly, at the time when you're in college, you're just in a hustle mindset. You have goals to achieve. You know, you need money for this, for that. At the time, I had like an old car that she was reliable, but you can count on her having some type of issues. Her name was Cindy. She was the best car. It was a Honda Civic 2003. And no, I was not in college in 2003. So the car was old. But she got me from point A to point B. It got, you know what? This could turn into a whole rant, but let me get back on topic. The whole point is this. I am no stranger to staying up all night, getting up early in the morning. Do I promote this lifestyle for everybody? No, but the whole point is I have done it. It's worked for me, and it really has changed who I am. Do I want the same for my daughter? Not necessarily. Do I want, you know, to instill hard work in her? Of course. But if you don't have to work those type of conditions, and to be very clear, we both didn't have to work in those type of conditions. We had to work, but not those type of conditions. But we were just so young and hungry and starry-eyed for an opportunity and to make some money. So the whole point is I'm not a stranger to committing to something if I want a particular outcome. So with that, it's translated to adulthood with me kind of getting back to those habits of, all right, if you have to sacrifice sleep to get to where you're trying to go, that means you got to sacrifice your sleep. So for me, it works. I think I actually work better with less sleep than more, because if I sleep too much, then I get, like, for lack of better words, more tired, because my body can just roll with a little bit of less sleep for now. All those things considered, the goal that I want to kind of chit chat about, where's this powder? The goal of this conversation is to talk about what productivity has done for me. So right now it's literally 4 o'clock in the morning. There was a point where I couldn't get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, with good reason. Tired after so many years, you get burnt out, of course. But I noticed that I wasn't taking care of myself like I used to. So I would go to work, not at those jobs, but you know, just other jobs throughout the years. And I would notice that, okay, the time and effort I would take to do my hair or do my makeup or do this or do that, I didn't do because I'm sleeping, or I want to get, you know, more rest in and stuff like that, which again is not a terrible thing. Don't feel guilty for getting some rest. But I wasn't able to accomplish what I wanted to accomplish. And I think it really set in for me of, okay, if you want to get to where you're trying to go, or if you want to get back into that mindset of grinding and going, then it's not going to come at no change to your current routine. Currently, you're comfortable. Currently, you're chilling. You on a real relaxed mode. That's fine and dandy, but you won't see the growth that you're looking for, at least not right now, or at least I didn't at the time. And I didn't, because I didn't change anything about my routine. Those things changed when I started prioritizing getting up a little bit earlier, prioritizing myself, because once my family gets up, you know, we in family mode. We have to get, you know, my daughter ready for the day. I have to get my family all set, which is why I kind of do dinner in the mornings, because when I get off work, I ain't got time for that. But you got people who got to eat, so you have to do what kind of works. So I just noticed that things changed for me once I got up earlier, is the whole point. And I don't know who may need this message right now, but you just may be the thing that's holding yourself back because you're not willing to make sacrifices. Nothing is going to come easy. Nothing is going to come from nothing. And I think it also, just putting some blush on, I think it also hurts when moms in particular already feel like they're running all day long, especially if you're a working mom, and you still don't get what you need to accomplish. I think that almost is like the central theme of this channel. Like, how can you really do everything in your power to try to get something done and still not get it done? That can be the excuse some days, but at a certain point, it's gonna click that, okay, I'm always tired. I always don't have energy. I'm never accomplishing my goals. Yep, that's fine, and that's an excuse today. But am I just gonna keep running like this, or I'm gonna make some adjustments? Am I gonna recognize where the problem is and fix it? All those things come down to you. So I was that first person of like, dang, like I'm the first person up, but the last person getting out the door. I am trying my hardest, but it's still not hitting. That can be the case some days, but every day and you still not accomplishing something, sis, it's time to make a change. So these are the changes I'm implementing and holding myself accountable to, so I can see the results that I want. Now, let's back up a little bit. The past year for me has been very intense. So I had a child, and you guys know, I'm not the first person to have a child, but I feel like a lot of us go through the same thing, and moms kind of just brushed under the rug as normal. And while some stuff may be normal, I think it could help another like new mom or someone who wants to be a parent, just so you know what you're getting into. You're getting into the greatest blessing of your life. Literally cannot brag about how much I am enjoying motherhood, and to see my daughter grow and develop. Like, all those things bring me so much joy. Okay, where's the fan brush? All those things bring me so much joy, but I think a lot of people don't talk about things that you just need to be prepared for. So it's not that the things are bad in any way. There we go. It's not that the things are bad in any way, but you just have to mentally prepare, so when you're going through it, you're not like, is this just me that's going through this? So when it comes down to it, you have to prepare to prioritize the needs of other people above yourself. And when I say above yourself, I mean above yourself in real time. So when my daughter was very young, like, she obviously is an infant, she can't do much of anything for herself. So that is going to require me to kind of put myself second, put her needs first. That's just parts of being a parent. And you should do those things, but you don't get a trophy for doing what you're supposed to do. While we acknowledge, we acknowledge and appreciate your sacrifice, you don't get a trophy for doing what you need to do, prioritize your children. But you still have to work around, okay, I have to still pour into myself, I have to pour into my husband, I have to pour into my family, I have to pour into my child, I have to pour into my extended family. What does that look like for me? And again, it's gonna come with adjustments. So this is what I'm modeling right now in terms of the adjustment. So I have to put myself first. Meaning, if I want to have makeup on and look good for the day and feel how I want to feel and comfortable in my skin, that means that, sis, you gotta get up early to do it. Now, this conversation is derailing a little bit, but I want to tie the whole thing back to money. So I truly believe that you have to be the change that you want to see. So in particular, me, when it comes down to long-term goals, short-term goals, I'm a working mom right now. While I would love to be at home, I actually enjoy the type of work that I do. And if I were not doing that type of work, I would be working for myself doing the exact same thing. I will be investing my money into that thing that I do for work. So for me, I do get a sense of enjoyment out of it, but not at the sense of sacrificing my family completely. So I have to have a balance between the two. Hopefully, at some point, this channel generates some type of revenue or some type of income. But I said it to say, for anybody who's aspiring to be a content creator, have some type of presence online, start a new venture, the money itself is not going to change your situation. if you do not change your habits. So people who are wealthy, people who have money, who have status, who have grown and developed businesses, those things don't come at a price. The influencers that you see who are successful, they are not just picking up the camera and talking to the camera. Like, yes, I'm talking to the camera, but at some point, if you make your brand your business, which is not a bad thing, it's still a business at the end of the day. It's going to take a sense of structure. It's going to take a sense of discipline. It's going to take a sense of sacrificing, even at a greater level, because at that point, if you're your own boss, essentially, and you are the person who controls how much money you have, okay, you got to have more discipline than somebody who just has clear-cut instructions at their job. The job is going to tell you what you need to do. The job is going to tell you when to be here, what time to get up. They're going to hold you accountable to those things. But when you work for yourself, you have to have the gall and the tenacity and the willpower to do those things and govern yourself. And don't get into the point of having employees, because then you got to do that for them too. All these things said, try to put more time and effort into building yourself, building better habits, get into where you want to be, because all of those things compounded on each other are going to help you in the long run once the money comes. If you have the talent, if you have the skills, if you have that spark and the attraction that people want to see and hear, without a doubt, it's going to come with time. But if you get there, we see stories every day of people who get famous and they blow the money, or they mismanage it, or, you know, just so many things. Like, they were broke, they get rich. A lot of people who are rich, they go back broke. We see many things in multiple scenarios of this stuff happening. But once it's your time, you want it so bad, you want the money so bad. But what are you gonna do when you get it if you don't have no discipline now? So I'm saying that and talking to myself as well, because I have run across some lumps of money at some points. And when I was on my Zoom, and this sounds so funny, but literally when I was actually focused and driven towards a particular purpose, everything I've done, you know, with those opportunities with money at a certain point have propelled me to the next level. And there's other times where I've been like, spend a check, get it right back, and the check ain't come right back. Nonetheless, y'all, be the change you want to see. I'm gonna wrap this up. I might record another little video because it's still early. It's just only 4:15. But what was I about to say? Oh yeah, be the change you want to see. So right now I am making content for ladies and men, because I want to build a community for women and men too, whoever want to be here, really. But I want to create a community that really promotes being your best self, promoting productivity, giving you the encouragement, because you may not always get it. As a mom, as a wife, you know, you're running for your family day in and day out, but somebody may not always acknowledge what you do to keep those things going. So if you want that encouragement, join my family here that I'm trying to create on YouTube. And just know that I see you, you're doing a great job, and you have to keep going. Whether you get the applause or not, whether you get, you know, the acknowledgement that you're seeking or not, it's okay. You still have to keep going. So that's all I have for today. The intent is for you to get ready, watching me get ready, to motivate you to keep going on your day. So leave me a comment, subscribe, like, all of those things. And let's chat, because if you like this format, I get dressed every day. I can record this every day. We can go live in a... All right, we're getting too far into it. I'm gonna call y'all back.